up, gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you, why do you gotta all night, alright. So slow, give it up, gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you, why do you gotta all night, alright. So slow, give it up, gonna be alright. Give it up, gonna be alright. Give it up, gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you, why do you gotta all night, alright. With slow, give it up, gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently deeply uncomfortable. Just, not happy with the prospect of this next couple of hours of my life. I've not looked forward to it. Now that it's here, I'm looking forward to it even less. Frankly, look, I'll be real with you. I'm gonna square you up right now. So basically, throughout this entire week, your boy has been confident. Your boy tipped his club, and he didn't just tip his club because, you know, that's sort of what you do. Your boy tipped his club because he thought that his club was gonna win this game of rugby league football. But then, something happened. Where essentially, what happened was, our fullback, who's like a pretty good player. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's played, you know, a few games here and there. James Tedesco. He was named. Then he was withdrawn from the team. I was like, that's a problem. Obviously, our chances of winning this game of rugby league football were going to be increased, improved, somewhat exponentially, had he been there. But it's all right. Not the end of the world. Because on the other side of the equation, you had the Penrith Panthers, who had their fullback woes of their own. They have a fullback, I don't know if you've heard of him, he played a few games as well. His name's Dylan Edwards. And he was not named. And I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. That's good. Tedesco's out, Tedesco's out, Edwards out, it's fine. Levels us up. That's all good. No stress whatsoever. And then last night, I go on NRL.com, and who's there at fullback? It's not very good, okay? I'm not pleased about the situation. It's, not feeling the most blessed that I've ever felt in my life right now. I'm going to be very honest with you. But you know what? It is what it is. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people have hyped up this game. And said, this is going to be the game of the season. This is going to be the litmus test for the Roosters. I don't think it is. And I'm putting that out there. This isn't me being like, you know, if we lost, it's just for all these reasons. I'm not making my excuses, you know, before the game has even kicked off. But this isn't going to be a litmus test. This is not going to be a litmus test for us, quite frankly. The litmus test will be, are we competitive in this game? Because I have zero expectation of winning this game. And I am a very optimistic fan. So that's not a very good sign. Anyway, good to see all of you here. We'll go through the teams. Never heard of James Tedesco or Dylan Edwards. Well, that's all right. I mean, Edwards, you'll find out about today, evidently. but not Tedesco. What's your score prediction? Pain. Any of you seen Rocky 3? My prediction is pain, mostly for me. Not so much for Penrith. Looking through the team, so of course Edwards comes as a fullback, Cody Ramsey comes in at fullback. Look, I don't want to put disrespect on Rambo's name. Big Rambo enthusiast myself, but yeah, he's not Tedesco. Thank you, Gurnchard, for subscribing on Twitch, no less. That's very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. With Prime as well. I don't know if I've had that before. Anyway, go through the teams. No other changes to the starting sides. Obviously, Jackson Edgar is pushed to the bench because Edwards comes into the starting team. And with no Tedesco, Ramsey in a fullback, Rex Bassing-Thwaite starts on the bench for us. Now, I realize that I haven't set up the timer for the next screen. That's on me. That's on me, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I can do that very, very quickly. Breaking news, Talangi has signed a deal with French Rugby on a 3-year deal starting next year. That is his Roosters rumors gone. Yeah. You know how they always say, like, oh, the Roosters, they always get their man. Absolute rubbish. Well, that's why you get the big as proven by this. Thank you, WTF.
Thoughts on Jordan Kahu's down led by Benjamin Netanyahu committing war crimes against Palestinians and saying they are all fans of Hamas Tabaifido and Jacob Taliban.
Palestinians, I heard Benjamin Netanyahu and I thought this message just peaked. Palestinians, I think, is even better. Hamaso Tabaifido is crazy. Jacob Taliban obviously is one that I've said before, but Hamaso Tabaifido takes the cake. Benjamin Netanyahu is unreal. Thank you for the $10, but thank you much more for bringing that message into my life, because that is worth infinitely more, and I massively appreciate you for sending it. That's brilliant stuff from yourself. All right. Yep, cool. Nah, we're chilling. We're not chilling. We're absolutely not chilling. But we're here, technically speaking, in theory. I'm going to record a little short after this, probably. I do want to say this. On a little bit of like a positive note before this game gets started and we get absolutely battered into submission. Can't open my phone at the moment without, you know, going on social media and seeing everyone being like, oh, where's Sam Walker going to sign? Oh, Sam Walker, he might be leaving. Oh, these are potential destinations for Sam Walker. Bruv, calm yourselves. I've never been so confident. That's not true. I am incredibly confident, though, that he stays with us. Literally zero question in my mind that he's going to remain at the Roosters. Will say this, though. Last night, had an extremely vivid dream that Tedesco, after ruling himself out of this game, immediately retired. Like, as in, effective immediately. Like, as in, not playing the rest of the season. And when I tell you, I was crying in my dream. It was weird, existential stuff. Thank you, Egg.
That's why you get the big bucks.
As a distraction for you then, weird transfers happened in FC 26.
Okay.
Saka to FC 20.
What the hell?
He went to Club Bruges, and Messi went to recently championship promoted Morecambe United. This game is busted NGL.
Messi to Morecambe is something I've seen in many FIFA career mode videos on YouTube over the years. Didn't think I'd actually see it done. Yeah, no, it was very weird though. In this dream, I'm not a big crier, but I was like crying in the dream. I was feeling it. And all the Roosters came out to the SCG of all places, and they did this big like announcement ceremony. And I was like, wow, well that's completely ruined our premiership chances this season. Was very glad to wake up and realize that wasn't true. I did though wake up and check my phone to make sure that it wasn't true. That's how real it felt. I have real dreams. Yeah, C-Factor, you're going to have to explain this CEO thing to everyone else. I'm going to mute myself throughout this ceremony, and then we'll be set for kickoff.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get the big bucks.
Cherry Evans to Hull FC lol.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I want to say to Mario, DCE to Hull FC. I mean, I like the way it rhymes, certainly. A bit of a weird one. I thought he might just retire, but go experience something. Go experience it over there. And I think the move to Hull FC as well is particularly nice. It's not a Wigan, St Helens, Leeds, Hull KR even. It's taking on a real challenge himself, and I think that's very cool. People have asked why I was shaking the Pepsi. I defizz fizzy drinks. I don't like fizzy drinks. I like the taste of them. I don't like the fizziness. I do not see the appeal. I cannot figure it out why people like drinks being fizzy, so I defizz them. Yes, that's the reason. All right, we're set to go for kickoff. I'll let you know when they kick off on my screen so that you can sync up with me, and we'll be good to go. You know what's weird? Right now, for the first time, I think, all day, I'm like, we might win. Maybe. Just un poquito. Solo un poquito. Es posible que the Roosters will win this game. Not impossible. Not impossible. Sorry, went a bit Spanish there. My bad. Got excited. That's on me. Absolutely no one out there. Not surprised. It is Penrith at Parramatta. There's the kickoff if you want to sync up with moi. DC with the catch. Nafahu White to get us started. Ois! Big old run from him. I like that. Like that. Big fan. You defizz fizzy drinks, you animal. You knew this, Sea Phantom. Come on. You knew this. Pepsi has no carbonation anyway. Coke has way more carbonation. That might be why I like Pepsi more. Anyway, Robson is in that dummy half here. This is going to be the second tackle. Nwangani to Arce playing it. Wong. Heading up to the 30. All I want to see is us being in this game. Us being competitive. At least physically speaking. Not necessarily expecting we'll have the finishing touch on things, especially after last week, but good run there for Spencer Lenu. Penrith and Parramatta? No, Penrith in Parramatta. Penrith in Parramatta. Thoughts on Tedesco retiring instantly. Hey, that's manipulative. After what I told you about the dream I had. Very manipulative. Caleb, this game is on Channel 9, which is free to air. If you're outside of Australia, use a VPN. Alrighty. So, run there from Isaac Tongo. Obviously, no Casey McLean for Penrith. I was, as a Roosters fan, a little bit glad that, we didn't have to come up against him today, certainly, because he is a baller of a player. But obviously, with Dylan Edwards back, kind of nullified that. One here from Moses Liotta. From a Penrith perspective, it's going to be quite interesting to see how they go without Isaiah Yeo. Obviously, this is their first full game without him. We'll be back the same week one of the finals, which broke me a little heart. But, from a human perspective, I'm glad that he's returning. From a Roosters fan perspective, I'm like, damn, that would have been kind of good if he was out for the rest of the year. But anyway. CEO is a joke around one of the actors in the Spider-Man movie. I know, Jacob Batalon, where they refer to him as the CEO of, yes. In your case, is the CEO of Rugby League. No, I know. Didn't I say this the other day? I don't know if I said it or not, but I was going to say it on stream. I think it's probably my favorite meme ever, that Jacob Batalon is the CEO of you know what. I just think there's so many reasons why that's incredibly funny. But CFant has been calling me the CEO today, and it makes me humbled, but not, I don't think I'm worthy. Kick there from Cherry Evans was big and did find some grass. We're going to tackle Brian Toto about on the 20. So he kicked early as well on the 4th, turning Penrith around, getting them coming out of their own end. Thoughts on Watchalong to the French League, or French Rugby Union. But yeah, I mean, I don't know much about French Rugby Union. I don't know about whether he's going to blitz the competition over there or not. But if he wants to go and experience something like that, fair enough. Go do it. This is good from Penrith. On the 4th, they're up to the halfway line. Certainly not terrible. Freddie Lussick, former Rooster. There to find Isaiah Papali'i. Hello, did Leaguie swear? Good to see you. So this is going to be Nathan Cleary putting it high in the air onto the last. Underneath it is going to be Billy Smith. Is he going to get around Brian Toto? He's going to certainly try to. Toto with a good tackle on him. Although, he has got away there, Billy Smith. Good stuff. Watch the Long Man Japanese gummy commercial series at halftime. No, because I don't like reaction content, but that is a brilliant reference. I do know them. Alrighty. Hello from Place Name. If you pronounce it properly, I'll donate $10. All right. Let me have a little look at this. Pae Kakariki. That's my attempt. 6 ball there for the Sydney Roosters, the proverbial good guys, and we've lost the ball immediately. That's devastating. Now Edwards is in a bit of space. Good tackle there for DC. Gets a nice offload away, though, Edwards. Cleary. Underneath to find Tungo. That is a shame. Victor Radley just immediately off the 6 again. He did a little pass to find Spencer Leniu. Leniu was not expecting the ball. You always have to expect the ball, but it was maybe not the pass it was on. Wow, donations flying in. Thank you, Mario.
When the new TV deal kicks in, NRL will have the biggest TV deal in rugby as a whole. The French Union deal is Union's biggest.
That's interesting, because I know my father has a theory that, I mean, obviously biased, but that the NRL is the highest standard rugby competition, league or union, in the world. So that's very cool. That is very, very cool to know. Thank you for the $8, as usual. All right, on the 4th here, Penrith on the attack here. Cleary gets it to Lussick. Now Dylan Edwards. Had Robson on him, but does swing away from that tackle. One more to go here. They are within 10. Lussick finding Moses Leota at first receiver. Out to find Paul Alamotti. Has Toto outside him. The ball comes free from Brian Toto, and it will be Roosters' ball. So first little defensive test succeeded. Passed there for the Sydney Roosters. It was right off his noggin. Right off his noggin. Nice offload from Alamotti, but to be honest, Toto had a lot of work to do close to the line. I missed his Sunday stream because it was a surprise stream, and also YouTube didn't notify me. More than fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it was a very last-minute decision for me to stream those games instead of going to them, so yeah. All right, solid run there from Cody Ramsey to carry us to close to the halfway line on the 4th tackle. Obviously, with no James Tedesco, a bit of pressure on him. Walker with a couple of dummies. I think he was tempted to pass, but just ended up holding it. So it's going to be Cherry Evans to kick here on the last. Lussick putting a bit of pressure on him. In fact, I think it might have been Smith. Anyway, Edwards underneath it. Savala with a low tackle. Doesn't quite get a piece of him, but Feketi finishes him off. It was Leniu finished him off. I'm getting the names very, very wrong from this high top-down angle that you tend to get at Parramatta Stadium. C Phantom says, of course I sleep with a ruler under my pillow. How else am I supposed to know how long I sleep for? Okay, so there's a few things wrong with that. But given that you are from not just Queensland, but to my knowledge, far north Queensland, that doesn't surprise me that that is the way that your logic works. Let's just leave that at that. Cleary to kick it on the last. It will be Ramsey underneath it with a solid catch. So we've had 6 minutes gone so far in this game, very much set for set. Roosters being the side who have come up with an error, but managed to defend it successfully. So they're feeling each other out. And I know it's super early to say this, and maybe it's a bit obvious at the same time as well, but I'm getting the sense of a bit of intensity here that you don't get in your stock standard NRL game. Stock standard NRL game. You're getting a bit of finals feel. Just saying. 6 more there for the Sydney Roosters. Their second one of this game. C Phantom says, far north Queensland. I'm from Brisbane. You utter melon. Well, you support the Cowboys, so that's not my fault. Not my fault. That is entirely on you. Nafahu White hitting it up. Carrying 3 Panthers with him. Still going here. Big naff. So we're about 35 out here on the 3rd. Leniu to back it up. The former Penrith Panther. We'll play it here. Still 2 more to go here for the Roosters. Robson gets it to find Walker. Now Cherry Evans at the back. Cody Ramsey has a little bit of an opportunity there. Forces an offload that really he shouldn't have, and it's gone forward as well as finding the ground. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It was an attacking chance that was potentially on. Should he have gone for it? Maybe not. He bit at that opportunity, certainly. But went through, and if it had stuck, maybe he needed to pass its tad earlier. But it was going to be Toya and Nwanganita Wase on Dylan Edwards. Reverse says, unrelated, but I always wonder why all games are hard to watch. And I figured it out. It's because we mostly only get the zoom cam on the play of the ball. You can't see the defense until tackle someone. Until someone's being tackled. I don't know if this is this isn't what you mean. It's similar to what you mean. Similar vein. But I've always thought it's weird how our brains are sort of trained where I don't even really consciously register the zoom in, zoom out that we get. It's just such a rhythm that you just get into it. 6 more there for Penrith. Unfortunate there. Corruption of the highest order, and I've never seen anything as bad as it in my life. They're on the halfway line, and they've got a whole set ahead of them here. But yeah, you don't register it. You're not like, oh, okay, they're zoomed in now. Oh, okay, they're zoomed out now. You just kind of watch it, and you seem somehow always are able with your eyes to follow the ball. So, yeah, it's a weird thing. Oh, old games. Old games being hard to watch because you don't get the zoom in. Is that what you mean? Cogger to find Nathan Cleary. Back for Dylan Edwards, 3-on-3 situation here. Walker had to come across and make a tackle. He does. Penrith on the last. They're about 5 meters out from the Roosters line here. Alamotti will find Cleary, who's going to put boot to ball, puts it high up in the air. Toya tasked with catching it. I tell you what, Jenkins was there, but it was a man that's nearly as milky as he is, Daly Sherry Evans, with a catch instead. Leniu was literally standing in the Panthers' defensive line there as the Roosters forced it out of their own end. Hunt is leaving Broncos, by the way. He might go to Canberra. Really? That's very interesting. Thoughts on Corey Horsburgh to Perth Bears? Whether I feel he's a good or bad signing doesn't really matter, because when you're Perth at this point, if a play like that's available, you have to take him. You have to take him. You have to take someone with quality. Savala with a nice little bit of ball playing to find Billy Smith. He didn't quite commit to going outside, which maybe wasn't the worst idea, given that the sideline was sort of there. We're going to kick on the last here through Sammy Walker, finding the grass as well as it trickles down to find Milky Jenkins. Eli, I am absolutely not ignoring you. My bad if I didn't see your messages before. Feel free to send it again, and hopefully I'll see it next time. But definitely not ignoring you. So there's a lot of people in the chat. Whoever signs Walker blundered. We're fully aware that you are a professional hater of Sam Walker for no good reason, in my opinion. I would happily have him stay at the Roosters for an incredibly long time. As Dylan Edwards stays down, baying for a penalty. The cat. Get up, cat. Come on. Absolute milking. Absolute Milky Jenkins milking. That's what he's doing. Saying, oh, well, lucky, my bald head. It's been cut. Nope. Literally nothing there. Never seen corruption worse. Never seen corruption worse. Do you believe this is a grand final sneak peek? Yes, I do. Yeah, my preseason tip was this. And I'll stick with it, certainly. Cleary. Putting boot to ball. You got to remember as well. I mean, I most certainly do. Ramsey lets this one bounce. I think Penrith have got it here. It's going to be 6 more. They've got space there. Papali'i does lose that ball. He has lost that ball forward, in my opinion. It's rolled to be backwards, and Toya's got it now. How have we managed to come up with possession there? Robert Toya's done brilliantly. In my opinion, Papali'i knocked that on, but luckily it's not going to matter. Jeez, Ramsey. That was a very, very touch-and-go moment for him. Oh, no. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I think it was round 3 we played against Penrith at Allianz, and were absolutely battered. So this is going to be, we'll see the difference.
Why are Bronco fans blaming Hart? Trinidad and Tobago emoji. Trinidad and Tobago emoji. Trinidad and Tobago.
Sorry, I'm going to mute that. That is absolutely a Fumbus ban. Thank you for the $3, though. Blaming Hart, though? Are they? Really? I haven't seen that personally. Ball goes over the sideline there off the boot of Sammy Walker. Yeah, guys, can we... I get it. It was funny, the whole Bosnia-Herzegovina thing. And frankly, still is. But literal spam. It is literal spam, so can we not? Thank you. So, Edwards plays it about 10 meters out. I really like that set for the Roosters. I really, really did. Look at that stat. 14 tackles in opposition half to 3 after 12 minutes. No, it's more like 13, actually. Quite pleased that it is still 0-0. Happy with this. Ramsey should have taken that on the full. No doubt about it. Yeah, no, he should have. I mean, it was a good kick from Cleary. We very, very nearly paid the ultimate price, but came away with it, luckily. Gold Sniper says, caught a bit of your stream. When do you usually go live? Okay, that feels rather rather botty. I don't know if that's a real chat. I go live when the NRL is on. Let's put it that way. At least it wasn't the Niger flag incident again. Yeah. Still the last here. Penrith recovering the ball off these kicks. There's a hell of a lot of space out there for them to work with. Tongo does get an offload eventually to find Cogger. Cherry Evans does tackle him. Milky Jenkins now off the offload with it. Nwangani Tuase in front of him. Spins the ball away to find Liam Henry. They've now found the Iceman Nathan Cleary. Gets it out to Liam Martin. They've got numbers out there. To'o for the corner. He's gonna... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think he has got it, but let's check these legs. Let's check the legs. Yeah, Adam G's got to look at the legs. I think Billy Smith might have done enough. He might have done enough here. It was a crazy play. Absolutely crazy play. They're all onside from the kick. There's going to be a lot to look at here. A lot to look at here. Mario says he's out. To be honest, I deep down, I probably do think he's out. I kind of didn't want to just say, oh, I think he's out because, you know, it comes across as bias, but yeah. How's your day been? Well, we had a 7:30 fire drill here, which was fun. But day's been decent otherwise. To be honest, I was going to try and, like, rest a little bit today. Definitely didn't get the chance to do that. Just lots of little admin-y things, but I'll do more as well after this is done. Dude, you have to be real Roosters fans aside. You have to admit, if Panthers and Roosters are in the grand final, it would be one of the most hate-watched grand finals of all time. Yes, it would. Absolutely it would. Which is why I think it's funny, like, everyone's saying... Well, not everyone. There's a lot of people, more so than I've ever seen before personally, talking about the competition genuinely being rigged. Why would they want that grand final? Anyway, we are going through here. Yeah, his foot's on the touchline there. Foot's on the touchline there. Billy Smith, take a proverbial rugby league bow, sir. Because Brian To'o is very, very hard to stop from that kind of range. God, he's done well there. God, he has done well there. Hell yeah. Hello, the Wolf Gamer. The game's gone very good. Honestly, a couple of tough ones. But it's going to be scrumped to Penrith. Because they weren't aware they had 6 again. Right. No, I'm pleased with how the game is going. So, is it 6 again because it touched Billy Smith? Okay. Personally, that's a very long advantage. Very long advantage to take, but okay. Sure. Did he knock it into Bill Smith? Alamotti knocked it backwards into Billy Smith, yes. Hello, Taleb. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming along. Cleary, deep into the line, gets it to Edwards. They've got numbers out there. Jamming in his Mark Nwangani Tuase, and he needed to, and he's done well there. Sam Walker, more like Ma'am Stalker. Get him, officers. You know what? That's not enough for me. Lock him up. Lock him up. Jason asked, why can't you show us the game? Because I have not paid $1 billion for the rights to this match, unfortunately. Not keen to live stream crime. Papali'i there, tackling it 5 meters. Sorry, carrying it and tackled 5 meters out. Lindsay Smith to find Cleary. Short ball for Liam Martin. It feels like the Roosters have been defending their line so much throughout this game. Walker was in there at dummy half. Did well not to give away 6 again. There's space there. Cleary's going to run himself. I think if he'd passed and found his outside men, they might have scored there. This is the last. Cogger with it. Will he put a kick in? He will. Nwangani Tuase does get it in the in-goal and will be tackled over the in-goal line. Pleased with this. Pleased with this. W bunker? Yeah, I mean, it was a good call from the bunker. Frankly, I don't think it was a very difficult call for the bunker to make. I won't give them too much praise for getting that one right, but yeah.
Hey,
Joe,
Leaguie, someone just
here we go.
redeemed a thing.
C_Phantom just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
Sure thing. We go short here to find Nwangani Tuase. I think it's been caught by Penrith. It has. So another defensive set coming up here. I'm sorry I'm not reading chat as much, but this is footy that I just can't take my eyes off at the moment. We are under examination here, ladies and gentlemen. Examination. Lussick finding Papali'i. At the back to find Cleary. Now Lindsay Smith stepping around the middle of the field, playing that lock role that obviously Isaiah Yeo is normally the custodian of. Lussick going short to find Moses Leota. There was space there for him. A bit of a gap, and he's been tackled by Tony Ramsey, who was in the line there. Lussick finding Cleary. Goes himself again here. He's really running the ball tonight, Nathan Cleary. Lussick will put a little kick in behind. It's been knocked on by Victor Radley. And it's going to be Penrith ball again. Lorenzo, yes, we will call my dad at halftime. Yeah, not ideal. We've got to defend again. Frankly, we're now at a point with the number of sets that we've been defending our line. If we do concede, I'm like, okay, no, that's fair enough. I think we've done well to keep them out for this long, but we'll see. Cleary with it. Back to find Edwards. Oh, great tackle there from Sammy Walker. Low down. Does well with it. Lussick at a dummy half. Another tackle made on him by Cody Ramsey. Edwards. Goes to the left-hand side, finds Lindsay Smith. Now Liam Henry. And 6 more again here for Penrith, who at this point must be getting a little bit frustrated. Lussick. Back to find Cogger. They go through the hands. It's been knocked down again by Mark Nwangani Tuase. And Penrith are going to get it again. It's going to go to a full penalty because it was 6 again for them. Have we just got a warning for Sinbin? Uh-oh. Lily says, Joey Manu once didn't know it was a 6 again and gave the ball away, but he didn't get the scrum feed. Why do we hate the Roosters so much, huh? Not ref bashing, just disagree with the call. I think it was the right call. That's not true. I think it was the right call maybe on the interpretation that we typically go with, but I personally think we should have less of a long advantage that we give. And I think advantage was certainly taken there. But it is consistent with what the calls that we've seen this season, in my opinion. Just me. All right, Lussick now. Finds Lindsay Smith. Cleary. It's gone to the ground again. Roosters haven't knocked that on. We've got a whistle, though. And it's penalty Roosters. You hear the crowd go up. Ladies and gentlemen, that was incredible. That was the kind of thing I said that I wanted to see us in this game be competitive, and that was it right there. You want to talk about confidence being boosted, not just in this game. This game doesn't matter a heap, right? For a regular season game, sure. But in the full context of the season, it's about finals. And come finals time, when we're under the pump, we know we just held out Penrith for 20 minutes. When we were in our half, a solid 10 of it defending our line, and we've passed that test. It's still 0-0. That is incredible work. That is really, really incredible work. I am so happy with that. Jax is happy as well. I want to... Defension's premierships, and I want to celebrate that as much as I would celebrate a try, because that was incredible. Love it. Good stuff. Who should hate watchers go for? I think the neutral hate watcher should want the Roosters to win, personally. We haven't won since 2019, which I know is not very long. I get that. But Penrith have had enough success, yeah? They've had enough success. And the story about, like, DCE coming to us and winning, I think, is kind of cool. So, all right, played there by Siwa Wong. Robson at a dummy half. Good run there from Reece Robson. We're now given an attacking opportunity. We're within 10. I tell you what, if we score here... I'm not going to get greedy, but if we score here, holy guacamole. Walker, shot ball. Ficketti's so close. Oh my God, I nearly celebrated that as a try. Great tackle there. It's Leslie Ficchetti. Walker, he loses it backwards, gets it to Radley. Play still alive here. That's a weird one. Radley's just going to do a pirouette and straighten. That was a very unusual moment there, but anyway. The chat's blowing up. Cherry Evans. Oh. Cinema! Cinema! Yes! Oh, es increíble! Es increíble!
You get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get the big bucks.
Advantage in the NRL is a weird vibe thing, except when the video ref come into it so strong.
I'm gonna give that comment the due consideration it deserves. Lorenzo just followed there as well. I don't think the animation stuffed up. That is one of the most impressive 20-minute periods that I have seen the Roosters put in. Forget this season. I'm talking in my duration supporting the Roosters. Up against this side, you're defending that long. We had not had a tackle in the opposition 20. We go down straight away. First time of asking, bang, try. Daly Cherry Evans. God, that's impressive. God, that's impressive. Yes, yes. Look, I don't know people who are streaming the game, but this is available on free-to-air television in Australia. If you're outside of Australia, you can use a VPN and go to 9now.com and you'll be able to watch it for free. I'm not exaggerating. It might be the best 10 minutes we've had all season. I would not argue against that. I would absolutely not argue against that. That was really, really good. That was really, really good. And look, it's... Oh, I didn't even put the try on the board. That's how excited I've got. There's so long to go in this game. It's literally 4-0. But, again, my standard here is I want to be competitive, and that was it right there. Walker to convert, hits it, gets it, 6 points, 2-0. I hope that hasn't awoken the beast, so to speak, but you cannot ask for much more from the opening 20 minutes if you're a Roosters fan. Jeez, brilliant eyes-up footy there from Cherry Evans, because he knew Edwards had made the tackle earlier on Fiketti on the other end of the field. Radley then, came back towards the middle. So that did give Edwards time to recover, but he still wasn't fully back there in position. Cherry Evans identified that, stepped beautifully straight underneath the sticks. Hell yes. Whew. How behind will your dad be today? Probably the duration of halftime again. Hell yes. All right, Nafahu White. Repeating what we had 20 minutes ago at kickoff, and he carries the Penrith Panthers up to the 20. That's great stuff. Cherry Evans had a dummy half the try scorer. I always get nervous when the try scorer runs it, coming like off the set after points, because I always tend to see errors when that happens. And anyway, worked out. Leaguie, I did my first 8-hour day shift in my current job today. You proud of me? I am very, very proud of you. Congratulations. That's good stuff. Toya with an offload here to fight CY1. We're not afraid to play a bit of footy right now. We really are not. All right. Walker with it. Underneath to find Victor Radley. We are here on the last 30 meters out. That's a great set after points. DC to put it up in the air. Probably didn't quite have the length on it that he was going for. Mark will tap it back to find Rob Toya. Offload. Penrith are going to get this here. Okay, you know what? I don't mind that. It didn't come off the way we certainly wanted it to, but no, it's not the worst place in the world to turn the ball over. That's a good run there from Milky Jenkins, though. Shares taking carries out of yardage. We're winning the comp. Hey, look. Hey. Calma. All right? Calma. Settle yourself. Calm yourself. Let's chill. Let's temper. Let's do the job. Let's get through your work, boys. That's what we're supposed to do. That's the good stuff. Come on. Hell yes. Egg says, reckon I've outdone myself on my plus Mrs. Egg's anniversary this year. Managed to get tickets to the sold-out Robbie Williams concert in November and booked in a 5-star hotel for the night.
He's everywhere, bro.
That's you. That's you. And everywhere includes the Robbie Williams concert. You know what? That's brilliant. That's absolute brilliant husbanding. Good stuff from yourself. Very good stuff from yourself. Thoughts on Jet trying to sync up with old and older Cleary? Will he be... He'll only have 1 year with older Cleary, right? Nathan will, I think, probably stay at Penrith, though. So, yeah, it very much shoots down my idea of Nathan Cleary going to the Warriors at the end of his career to play with Jet. But anyway, another good run to Fahu White. So we're going to be kicking here on the last from about the halfway line. DC puts it high up in the air. Hasman says, unironically, is Savala in the conversation for Centre of the Year? I think when you go to the likes of your Farnworths, probably not. But maybe if you look at it like expectation versus output, yes. Certainly. Like, no one expected him to be this good at centre. Absolutely not. Binface or Farage tomorrow? Andy. Look. You think I don't want to see Binface nationalise Adele? You think I don't want the hand dryer in the Jets toilets in is it Weatherspoons in Uxbridge? Moved? You think I don't want to see that? You think I don't want to see a 99 flake cost 99 pence? You think I don't want to see my taxes cut and everyone else's raised?
C_Phantom just redeemed Pepsi Max sip.
This one's for Count Binface. I will be honest, there's no chance that he's actually going to win. Farage is going to win. But, God, it would be funny. It has been funny already. So, Ramsey to find Nongani Tuasa. Good offload there to find Siwa Wong. Had Toya outside him, opted not to find his outside man. As Collins gets injected into the game here. Ramsey to find Butcher. Potential for a 6 again to be given away there. Certainly Ramsey wasn't able to pass the ball as early as he might have wanted. But anyway. Walker to find Ramsey underneath. Well read by the Panthers defense though. So, this is nice. DC here to kick it on the last. After scoring points, we have got back into this grind with them. We've shown that we're comfortable in that grind with them. But I think we are a little bit on top. That momentum has changed, I think, since we scored that try. We're getting the better of the field position at the moment. WTF says Roosters are unironically winning the comp. Let's just calm it. Let's not go there. Not yet. Look. If Isaiah Yeo was out for the season, I would say yes. That's my tip. But I'm not there. I'm not with you yet. We're building. We're getting through the way. You know how you don't win premierships? By celebrating the premierships before you've even got into, like, you know, the final series. Like, let's just... There's a while to go. Kick from Cleary. It's on the last. It lands on the 20. Nwangani Tuase will return it. He's going to get up to about the 30 here. And this is the difference in this game at the moment. Penrith coming off their own 10. We're getting the ball to start our sets on the 30. So we are a little bit on top in that department, though. Great rushing defense here from the Panthers, though. And we only gained about 3 meters there. Can the Roosters go up to 82 points again? Not in this game. We will not do that in this game. Absolutely not. I would take a 1-point win. If this game ended 7 points to 6, and I do say that in that order very intentionally and carefully, I would be running around my room, screaming, yelling, crying, mostly. Ball does find touch there. So we kicked again early on the 4th, Sammy Walker. Don't mind it. So George Dragons fan says the Panthers come in without Yo. Smith plays a very similar style to Yo. Similar style, sure. I think that there's a noted difference between the two. And yes, they can win without Yo. But the question is, who would I think wins the premiership? And that would be the Roosters. So, yeah. Ideally 7-0. Look, ideally, in an ideal world, but I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I would take a 1-point win. Hell, if it was possible to win by half a point, I'm taking it. I am taking it. If the Roosters win by that specific score, will you swear? Absolutely. Absolutely will. Numerous times. 100%. Tungor with it. Toya defending well there. No thought of pushing him over the sideline, though. Connor Watson set to come on in this ex-attacky set. Cleary puts it high. I don't know if they're going to contest it massively. Ramsey with a good catch and Papali'i right on him. That was good from Penrith. I highlighted that we were winning the field position battle. We had them coming off their own 10-meter line. They defended well in the early tackles of that set, and they've now got us coming over off our 10-meter line. So, can Mr. M get you a Geordies collab? Your kindred spirits, your crusade against the ref bashes is exactly like his versus the Winch Merchants. I haven't spoken to him about it. I know, look, I'm excited that there's 1 degree of separation, but no, there's nothing I could offer friendly Geordies, really. Roosters with an error there. Knock on. So, we'll get another opportunity to defend here. Yeah, I do rugby league content. I would be happy enough one day ever meeting our friendly Geordies. Political opinions aside, I take a lot of inspiration from his video style. But yeah, anyway. This has been a great game of rugby league. It has. It really has. And it's not one of the low scoring games where you're like, oh, this is one for the purists. It's not even that. It has been intense. It has been high quality. So, all right, run there from, who is that? I was going to say Liam Henry, but it's not. It's Billy Phillips. Would you rather Roosters golden point win or Roosters 83-point win? 83-point win by a significant margin, of course. Anyway, on the 3rd here. No, they get 6 more. All right, here come the Panthers. Cleary to find Scott Sorensen, the veteran, the unsung hero, in my opinion, of the Penrith Panthers' premiership success. Cleary to find Edwards. Now Alamotti He couldn't find Toto. If he did outside, Toto would have been over unmarked. Edwards is going to be in a dummy half here. Does find Liam Martin, who's going to go himself. Bit of a settler. Will get tackled there. Still only halfway through this set here, the Penrith Panthers, after the set restart. Lustig is going to go to the short side. Intercepted by Sammy Walker. Ball goes back to him. He's in a bit of space here, Samuel. Pirouettes away from Nathan Cleary. Sammy Walker. I tell you what, Sir George Dragons fan currently in shambles, saying that he should have taken that intercept in the last set as well, apparently, because he thinks Walker's overrated. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Defensive test survived again, and we are very quickly approaching the halftime mark. There's 9.5 minutes to go in this first half. My clock's a little bit lagging. Well, NRL.com's clock's a little bit lagging. Kick from inside the 40. It's unfortunately not going to bounce over the touchline there. Ball goes from Jenkins to find Edwards. And is going to be tackled there by Walker and Celesi Fiketti. Hell yes. Hello, White. How you going? Whew. Okay. Play there by Jenkins. They get it across to find Tongo up to the 30-meter line. Bro was easily offside. I'm not sure. Look, he was in a good position, evidently. So maybe. We got the ball back. Hell yes, we got the ball back. Error there from the Penrith Panthers. Throwing the ball around here. It went from Fiketti to Walker. And Walker was like, brother, just take that thing back. Let's settle this down. We don't need to score necessarily on this set. I'd love to spend a little bit of time down their end. Give us an opportunity to get a bit more breath back in. Let's see. Now let's find Connor Watson. Did Leaguie Swear says, thoughts on DCE kicking at the red line that represents his age? Are you saying he's 40? You saying he's 40 is very close. He's very, very close. Now in the hands of Walker. Back for Hugo Savala. Crabby across field. He's going to straighten and go himself. Not a bad run there. Halfway through this set here, the Roosters. Robson. Dummied one way, goes the other. Finds Lindsay Collins with a decent run in his own right. He's going to play it here. Second highest crowds in Sydney, by the way. Walker kicks for himself, chases through. Nathan Cleary's got it. I tell you what, that's a very good play for Nathan Cleary, because if he wasn't there were two Roosters who were there for it. Bit of individual brilliance from Sammy Walker, stepping and kicking. I thought he was going to get through himself, to tell you the truth. If he didn't kick it, I wonder if he might have just been able to pin the ears back and go. Nah, probably not. Still, good work. Good work. Lorenzo says, found a J arrow sticker in my math class. Class? I just said class. I just said math class. In my maths class. Will find if you ask... Oh, W find if you ask me. Yes. Yes, it is. We love that. Lindsay Smith on report. I can't remember what that one is for. Anyway. Chico, yeah, I did see that. It's not a real argument. It's content. But anyway. Walker. Back to find Cherry Evans. Now Ramsey. Tries to step away from Nathan Cleary. Can't do so. Sideline is there for him, but he does find the ground. They continue to drag him, but not enough to give away a penalty. On the third here, Smith finds Daly Cherry Evans. Went flat and short to find Lindsay Collins. So this will be the fourth now. Tupou's overrated. Tupou ain't even playing, brother. Walker back inside Connor Watson. I like that as an option. He's not going to get there. He's going to get over, though. Tell you what, bloody close. Bloody close. Crazy. Walker was held back, Rick. I don't think he was really held back, personally, but no. All right, let's see what we can do here on the last 10 meters out here. The Roosters. Robson is going to find Sammy Walker. We'll put a kick up to try and find Nwangani Tawase up against Jenkins. Oh! It was there for him. Yeah, okay, it's going to be off Mark Nwangani Tawase. Is the ruling. Confident, because normally they'll go the dropout first and then review it. That was there for Nwangani Tawase. I do agree with the call. I think he did get first go at it. Yeah, damn. Costly moment. And look, I don't want it to take away from this brilliant Roosters performance so far in this game, but 10-0, potentially 12-0 there would have been beautiful. And it was there. It was there for us, for sure. It was really there for us. Egg says, if you debate Geordies on Albo being the worst PM and hinted on him being the first Souths fan to hold office, that would probably drag him on. I have a feeling he has bigger fish to fry. Not to put myself down, but then a YouTube channel that has 12,000 subscribers. Just my opinion. Probably. Why is the jersey on your shirt black instead of blue?
Well, that's why you get the
Not
big
sure what you
bucks,
mean.
baby.
This is a blue jersey.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Thank you, Brungy.
I'm happy the Dragons can still avoid the wooden spoon, and I'm praying for the almighty downfall of the Broncos to go from premiership winners to last.
You've shown a lot of good stuff in this back half of the season, the Dragons, and whether you get the spoon or not, it sets you in really good position for next year. These young forwards that you've got, the recruitment drive you've had, it's worth being excited about. So, of course, you'll be hoping for it, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, no, of course, that's fair enough, Jack. I kind of knew. I kind of knew that's what you meant. All right. On the 4th, Watson, Walker, out the back to find Savala. Had an option to go for Smith, but realistically was going to be pushing that pass if he were to find it. We're going to kick from inside the 40 if Fiketti to find Sam Walker. Does put boots to ball, and it's been trapped there by Milky Jenkins. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Tackled on the 30.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks.
The money's flying in.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Roosters poopy teamless would mog them. Niger emoji, winking face emoji,
Oh.
Niger emoji,
Oh.
winking face emoji, Niger emoji, Niger emoji.
That's very on the
That's why you
nose.
get the big bucks,
What the
baby.
hell, guys?
That's why you get the big bucks.
Who is their top 5 winger of the last 10 years?
Okay. Highlanders, you know what you're doing. Let's calm that down, please. Please. Come on. Anyway, Waz would not mog them, and we'll see in week 1 of the finals, probably. Who's your top 5 bringer of the last 10 years? Brian Toto. Second place is also Brian Toto. Third place is also happens to be Brian Toto. 4th, Daniel Tupou. 5th, Brian Toto. Most likely. I don't know. Let me. Oh, yeah, Toto's number 1. I think I'd put Tupou there. I think I'd put Johnston there. This is last 10 years. Last 10 years, I'm certainly putting Tupou there and Johnston there. Is Radracha within the last 10 years? I don't know. Probably. I was going to say Ferguson. I don't know if... Maybe Ferguson. He's had good origin moments. I might be forgetting people, though. Anyway, this is the 3rd. I'm gonna commentate this. I'll think of one more. I will think of one more. Brett Morris, but then I've got 3 Roosters in there. That feels unfair.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get
You've asked it again. Thank you for the money again.
Who is your top 5 props of
Oh,
the
no.
last 10 years?
It's props. I will answer that after this tackle, because Cherry Evans has it on the last. He's going to put it up for Mark again. Mark doesn't get that. It's been knocked on. Roosters try. Surely this is a Roosters try. Let me hear that. Let me hear that whistle. Come on! Yes! Come on! All right. Well. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? That's nice. I'll take that. Happy days. Okay. Nice. Okay. No, that's good. That's nice. That's acceptable. All right. That's fine. That's good stuff. All good. Personally, I think we probably should be up by more. So, I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm not going to get too happy. But, you know. Fox would be there. Fox would be my 5th winger. Whew. I'm a happy boy. Top 5 props of the last 10 years. This, I mean... It's tricky because I want to say like Jesse Bromwich, but he has been retired for a little while. I would say Fisher Harris, Jesse Bromwich, Shadria Hargreaves, Payne Haas, and who? Leota? Probably Leota. If I'm honest. Oh no, we're going to review this. You're not saying nah.
baby. That's why you get the big bucks.
Are we getting it back?
How have you been? Leaguie, are you happy with the Roosters' first half performance? 2 half predictions, and the Panthers have been poor this month of footy.
I'll answer that. You cannot be serious that we are going back to what happened in round 1 where I screamed. Oh. I have to be real. That baffles me. Because we changed that interpretation. We changed that interpretation.
There's got to be an investigation into this. There's got to be, someone's got to be accountable for this.
Roosters penalty. Okay, it's Roosters penalty. Okay. I'm gonna say a bit of a tough pill to swallow when the 2 high-profile times now that has happened, it's been against Mark Nongani. But okay, yeah, Tiger knows the bit I'm talking about. Wait, I crashed out on stream talking about they're annoyed that he didn't go up with 2 hands and do the got the F and Reno. Like, it was a clip that did very well. We've got the return of it, folks. We've got the return of it. All right. Gal over Haas on God. Gallen won his 1 premiership 10 years ago. Gallen's of the last 10 years, he didn't play long enough. Anyway, Roosters with it. Ball to find Butcher. Let's see if we can, like, we're obviously going for the try. Let's see if we can capitalize here. DC with it. Out to find Walker. Just bats it on. Will find Nwanganitawase. He's going to back himself. Tackle there. This is the 4th. Burgess probably same thing. I don't think he played long enough in that period. Ball now for Lindsay Collins. He's still going here. This is the last. 1 more to go. Robson. Will fight Cherry Evans. Kick it behind. His ball's there. I think it's been knocked on Penrith. Yes, it has been. Pack the scrum. Quickly, pack the scrum. Tamalolo. Tamalolo's there. Tamalolo would be there. We're getting into it, these boys. So, okay. Instead of Leota, I'd have Tamalolo. Has Edwards thrown a punch? I went to have a sip of Pepsi Max, and it's become a Roosters penalty.
E-Girl Charker just redeemed Pepsi Max sip.
I will. Let's see what Edwards did here. Oh, let's take the 2. Go in 8-0 ahead. I'd love that. We're going to take the 2. Absolute cinematic first half. Yeah, Jack, that's my summation of it. Felty would not make top 5 wingers of the last 10 years. His premiership was won 11 years ago. Whew. That disallowed try was BS. It's really hard to comment on because that was the rule at the start of the season. At the start of the season, that would be a no try. We definitely seem to have got away from that, and now we're like, oh, it's back. So from that perspective, very tough pill to swallow, but I don't know. If they're enforcing that rule, it's the correct enforcement of the rule. I just didn't think that we were enforcing that rule. But anyway. Alright, so Walker has done the old Sandon Smith. He's wound down the clock. And it's going to be 8-0 at halftime. We're about to call, by the way, an extremely happy 60-year-old Mauritian man who's just watched your Sydney Roosters probably put in their best half of the season. That is not the right team. It is a Roosters goal. It is a Roosters goal. Hell yes. Well. Let's call him, shall we? Let's call him. Because that was... you remember what I said at the start of this game. Expectations very low. All I wanted was to see us compete. And we have well and truly rugby league shown that. My God, we have. Let's see what he thinks. He's going to be pleased.
Go Hoochookies! Lordy mate, that is the best half of footy, definitely this year, without a doubt this year. Right, forget that North Queensland stuff. Absolutely loved every minute of that, except getting denied that try, which is ridiculous. But, okay, the To'o try, which he didn't get, I wasn't even worried about that. What I loved more than anything is how much, I was going to tell you how much we made them work to get a try, but they didn't even get a try. I would have been quite satisfied if, on the third, fourth set of six on our line, they scored. And I thought, good, we did what I wanted to do. We made them work. It wasn't just first visit, get a try. Second visit, get a try. The goal line defence was great. The defence through the middle of the field was great. And at the end, we're not intimidated by them. Just watching the general flow of the game, if I never knew anything about the history of these two clubs, well, it's a lot easier learning Penrith's history because they've only been around half as long as what we have, right? If I didn't know that, I'd think these are two sides that are equal. That historically, they're equal. Recent history, they're equal. Absolutely loved every minute of that, and I love that ending. When do you ever see Penrith do stupid things, do frustrating things? They don't do that. Parramatta do that. West Tigers do that. We do that. Penrith don't. As I've often said to you, this is Dylan, isn't it?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, good. I thought it might have been my mum who, or something like that, or some old auntie. As I've often said to you, Penrith are the most boring champion side I've ever seen. They're so dull to watch because they just don't do anything wrong. To see them frustrated, Dylan, we've gotten into their heads. Psychologically, we've gotten into their heads. And they're so used to playing with, particularly us with the record, thinking we'll just go out, we'll do our thing, and we will beat this team. They're not thinking that anymore. So, look, I don't know what's going to happen in the second half, right? But I just wanted to see us play well. I wanted to see us match Penrith, right? And if we lost, we lost. But absolutely brilliant. But I haven't seen us... You'd have to go back to like 18, 19 to see us defend like that, our own line, set after set after set. We make a mistake, we balls it up, we defend the mistake.
Yeah, geez, and that's 200 years ago as well. I didn't even know we were around in 1819, but there we go.
Yeah, we were actually. Yeah, our fullback was this we had a little French fullback,
Yeah.
Napoleon. So he was fantastic. Except he had trouble with the bombs because he kept putting one of his hands in his pockets. So that was a bit of a bug up. We lost the grand final 18-12.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote an overture about it. Sorry, that was a classical music joke. So, yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. That's the performance I've been waiting for. The North Queensland wasn't, right? And let's see what happens in the second half. But this is not looking like, okay, we played a great half and they're going to weave their magic. They might still win, right? Of course, 8-0. Jesus, you could be ahead 24-0 with Penrith. It doesn't mean anything. But we're matching them. We're not intimidated by them. And it's like, come on, do your best. If we have a second half anything like that, we've done what I really wanted to do and shown we can match it with you. We're in your ballpark. You're no longer way ahead of us. Your thoughts?
That was very comprehensive, certainly. Yeah, well, I went in with very low expectation given that they had their fullback back and we had our fullback not back. But I just wanted to see us compete, and we've massively exceeded that expectation already. Yeah, let's see in the second half. Aside from the game, I do have some questions for you from the audience if you're prepared to answer them.
Well, depends on the question.
There's quite a few,
Anyway.
so try and keep it brief. First question is,
Yes.
what's the story Morning Glory?
That all your dreams are made when you're tied to the river, the mirror, and the razor
Yeah,
blade.
yes, it's close. It's close enough. Who is your favorite NRL team, which is now extinct?
Well, I would say West Magpies.
What is the best line you can say to get Leaguie cancelled?
I thought I came close the other day.
You've come close a number of times.
Yeah, when I was talking about consent back in my day.
The fact that I wasn't even sure which one you were referring to, which specific instance, is probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
Lily asks, who's your favourite player?
Of all time?
Doesn't specify.
Okay, all time, without doubt, Kevin Hastings, the most underrated halfback ever. Ooh, current player. I haven't really given much thought to a current player in terms of being the best. Look, not so much the best, but I've got to say Marky Mark for the sheer joy and stress that he brings me.
I would have thought you'd like Tupou over Mark.
Oh, yes, of course,
Yeah.
Tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talking like current,
Yeah.
you know, like current. Like
Is Dylan the worst child that you've had?
he would definitely be in the top 3 worst children I've ever had.
That's a good answer. St. George Dragons fan asks, do you drive a Lambo?
A Lamborghini.
Yes. Yeah.
I would never spend your money that way.
Yes. I think that's a good
That's
answer. It does. It operates under the assumption that we have that kind of money. But
Well,
yes.
if I wanted to sell an awful lot of things, we probably do. But my God, what a waste of money!
We'd just be homeless.
Yeah, we could live in our car.
This is a real account, by the way. One of my favorite accounts in the chat. Did Leaguie swear? She comes in here and just her only job is to see if I've sworn in the stream or not. What are your dad's thoughts on Curious George?
Curious George.
Yeah, you know Curious George.
That's the monkey, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, I love him, because every time I saw Curious George, I can honestly say, every time I've seen Curious George in my life, I have been happy and on my way to have a wonderful weekend or week, almost always involving watching footy. So, love the monkey.
When NRL goes to 20 teams, what time do you want the 2 new games to be played?
Don't lie. Okay, I'm a bit. There's very different schools of thought here. Best time to go and actually go to a ground and watch a game is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday or Sunday. That is absolutely brilliant. But loving this sport as I do and knowing TV is king, we've got to keep with these 8 o'clock kickoffs. As you know, I work at a walking distance from this ground, right? Oh, jeez, I swore.
That's all right.
Brian told me it's sold out. There are empty seats everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about.
I don't know. He is a bit older than me. He's 5 years older than me, so it could be the Alzheimer's kicking in. But TV is king, so we've got to keep to these 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock games.
We had a $5 donation from Brungy saying, clinical performance on the Roosters. They looked a better team tonight. Are you worried about finals hopes if Tedesco doesn't return? I will say Tedesco is certainly expected back next week. But let's say if he weren't to come back, what do you think?
If he weren't to come back, he will come back, right? But let's just speak hypothetically. If he weren't to come back, we don't win the comp. To win the comp, we need Teddy and Walker absolutely firing. They do that. Mind you, I'm starting to shift a little bit, having watched that 40 minutes. Cody Ramsey, Dylan, is really good. He's just like a block back there. And when we do stuff up, we defend. This is what we did in 2013. So, yeah, I would say we won't win the comp without Teddy. But this is the strength of this team, Dylan. We could have rushed him back, but it's like, no, we'll take a loss or we'll take our chances without him. We know full well we need him not only on the ground, but fully fit, ready to go, ready to rip in, and we'll do that. Give him the next 2 weeks off. I don't care, but playoff time, have Teddy ready to go.
2 more questions, and then I'll call it. First one is: have you paused the coverage? Or have you left it playing? Because you remember last time you paused it and ended up 10 minutes behind.
I do. Look, I don't think you guys want to talk about my visits to the toilet. let's just say I haven't had reason to pause the coverage.
Okay. I didn't think that's where that was going. And this is the last one. I'm going to amend the question ever so slightly. If the Port Louis Dodos came into the NRL, would you support them or support the Roosters?
Ooh, the Dodos.
Yeah, it's a tough question. It's a tough question for me, so I think it's probably tougher for you.
You know,
Yeah.
Dylan, that's the only team I would show a nanosecond of hesitation for.
I think there'd be another team. I think there's one other team. I think you would show some hesitation if the Amsterdam Cobras were to.
Yeah, not Den Haag, though. I never liked them.
No.
Filthy
No.
no, I go for the Dodos, Dylan.
Okay.
I would go for the Dodos. So you'd have to do that. Yes, so love that first half. Look forward to talking at halftime. Okay, to me, the goal in the second half, let's not let... What's their halfback called? I forget his name.
Jack Cogger, I think.
I don't know, whatever he is. Let's not let him do his magic. And by that I mean put on 3 tries in 5 minutes. And we've not looked like doing that. And that's what I've loved. On the line and everywhere, it's like, no, we'll bottle him up. You're not going to do it to us, not this time. But when you're the greatest player of your generation, you can do that. But really loved that half of footy. Yeah, best for many, many years.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy your coverage. Love the questions, by the way. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll make that more of a thing in future. Yes, okay.
Right.
Enjoy the second half.
Hope so. Bye.
Bye. They were good questions. They were very good questions. I want to shout out St. George Dragons fan. Was it the Curpeep pipe bombs? Curpeep is it's pronounced more French than that. Curpeep. It's another place in Mauritius. The Curpeep pipe bombs is outrageous, but very funny. Very funny. Wowzers. Okay, yeah, look, I mean, I'll echo much of that sentiment. He very much covered it. He spoke for like 5 minutes, unprompted, straight away. But I really made my thoughts quite clear throughout that first half. I think that was great. That was awesome. And if you want to talk about question marks around the Roosters, I think a lot of them were answered there. A lot of them were answered there. Look, we are a team. I was watching a live stream by a YouTube channel called Sydney Roosters Diehards earlier this week, and it's a collective YouTube channel. Hainsey runs it, a guy called Lummy from Tricolour TV. Patrick Gillespie also makes appearances. I've been on it a few times. It's like called a sort of a community channel. And I don't remember who it was, but one of the panelists on this stream was saying that the media genuinely hate the Roosters. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think every fan base would think that the media doesn't like their club. But I will say, the Roosters are held to an incredibly high standard, constantly. We're held to the standard of playing for premierships. The reason why is because we put that standard on ourselves. We write it in the back of our jerseys. We have it in the tunnel, walking out of Allianz Stadium. That is our thing. So we're going to be held to that standard. You want to talk about a game where we beat the Cowboys and put 82 points on them. Nice, great, very happy, incredibly pleased with how that went. But you can validly raise the question, okay, can they do it on a rainy night in Combank Stadium against the Penrith Panthers? Here we are. By the way, it's not actually raining. That's just a reference to can they do it on a rainy night in Stoke, which Noah's a Ball will be familiar with that meme because it is very, very amusing. It was what they used to say about Lionel Messi. Could he do it on a rainy night in Stoke, basically? As a way of saying Messi never played in the Premier League, so actually is he all that good? Completely off topic, complete tangent there, whatever. Don't sue me, is what it is. Happy with that. Very, very happy with that. So George Dragons fan says, in all seriousness, would you rather support the Sydney Roosters or the Curpeep pipe bombers? Well, I would support the pipe bombers, but no, if the Port Louis Dodos came along, I think I'm switching allegiances, yeah. Lily says, I know ball. Big up Lily. Big up Lily. Leaguie from Mini Egg, does Papa Leaguie play Super Mario? What's his favorite character? Little fella is sick, so has woken up and can't sleep. I'm really sorry to hear that he's sick. Hope he gets well soon. He certainly doesn't play Super Mario. He has no interest whatsoever in video games. I don't think he could name a Mario character beyond Mario. Thank you for the $15, Mario. Speaking of.
That's why you get the big bucks.
If Jerome Luai hypothetically wins the World Cup, would that put him in the talks for Immortal Talk? If he wins a World Cup for Samoa, that would change the game, plus he already has 4 prees.
No, it wouldn't. It would put a lot more respect on his name. There's the kickoff for the second half, if you want to sync up with me. I think it would put him well and truly in, like, Hall of Fame conversations. To be honest, I don't think he's painted himself in glory throughout his time at the Tigers, let's put it that way. He hasn't been, like, by far and away their best player, which is what I expected. He has changed their culture. Positive thing. But, yeah, he's not hit the heights I thought he would since leaving Penrith. Certainly winning the World Cup for Samoa would be huge. And I think that, like, to me, the money keeps flying in here. I'll let this play out, then I'll finish my thought, then I'll answer Brunchy's question.
Can you re-answer my last question, which was your thoughts on the first half and then poor last month of footy the Panthers have displayed? W stream.
Yeah, sorry for not doing so. I will get to that. Thank you again for the $5. To me, the archetypal Hall of Fame player is Benji Marshall. To me, I'm like, if he's not an immortal, but is a Hall of Fame level player, and I think if Luai wins the World Cup for Samoa, you could very much put him on that level. Papali'i passes forward and across the sideline. I like that. Brunchy, again, thank you for the $5. Please don't feel the need to donate $5 each time you want me to, re-answer a question. That is absolutely not the expectation. But he said, your thoughts on the first half and then the poor last month of footy the Panthers have put on display. Well, I mean, I've spoken a lot about my thoughts on the first half. Incredibly pleased from a Roosters perspective. We soaked up defensive pressure. They came away with nothing. Went down their end, and with very limited opportunities, we came up with points. So incredibly pleased with that. Obviously, let's see if we can put in more than a 40-minute performance. That's what we're going to prove now. But I couldn't have asked for anything better to start the game. In terms of the Panthers, yeah, it's wobbly. And there's a school of thought going around. I think NRL Soapbox might have said it. And I've certainly been thinking it for a while. That they came out firing to start this season. Out of the blocks, just went a million miles an hour as the Roosters get 6 again there. And at the time, I wasn't worried because I'm like, it's Penrith. Like, they can manage that, really. It's sort of not the end of the world. If there's any team that can sustain that, it's them. I think we're seeing some signs now towards the back end of the season where their standard has dropped. Compared to a Roosters side that I think has improved massively since the start of the year, I don't think the same is true for the Penrith Panthers. Ramsey with a bit of space. He's done well. They're dropping off tackles a little bit more than maybe they were to start the year, so we'll see. What is the dono count? I don't know the exact amount of donations, but the value of it is up to $90, which is crazy high. Thank you so much, everyone who has donated. Toya through, he might get there, No, he will be tackled just shy of the line. We're looking good here, though. Still 2 tackles left to go here for the Roosters. Obviously off the back of a 6 again. That's why we're down here. Walker, short ball there. Settler there, take a bite. Nat Butcher. Time takes its toll on the body, and sustaining it for 20 rounds is very tricky. Cherry, it's a weird old kick for the corner. I think that's been knocked on by the Roosters. Yeah, that's going to be the ruling. So Penrith Panthers ball. LeaguieGames predict 2027 round 1, but without knowing the draw. Not much I can do with that information. Pennies are washed so substantially that they're now the Penrith Coppers. I mean, I like that joke. It took me a second to get, to be honest. No, I don't necessarily agree. Are we going to come up with a ball here? We should not have kicked that. It's going to be 6 ball for Penrith. We should have just dived on it. That's poor from us. Penrith gave us a great opportunity there. Should have just dived on the ball. That's really annoying. Papali'i tackle there. Yeah, that's a rush of blood. There. Still, I'm happy with them coming off their own end. No, there's a penalty. Yeah, that makes it worse. That makes it way worse. Wong should have just jumped on it. Oh, I tell you what, Michael Ennis just called them the Premiers, Penrith. High tackle there from Cherry Evans. Oh, that's poor. Couple of bad moments there for the Roosters, and we can't really afford to do that. But anyway. Good tackle there from Fiketti on Martin. Warriors, yeah, 42-12 over the Roosters. In round 1 this year, yeah, for sure. But that's what I mean. We are a much, much better team than we were to start the season. I think if we played the Warriors now, we would win, personally. That's my take. Especially if we had Tedesco in the side. So, yeah. Who'd win? 13 CR7s or 13 Messis? 13 CR7s because they could head the ball in all the time. 6 ball there for Penrith. They are really getting the rub of the green at the moment. Batea through. Ramsey does tackle in there. They've got a full set ahead of them here, 10 meters out. Run there from, I think that's Scott, is it? No, it's Phillips. I get Billy Scott and Billy Phillips confused. Played there. It's going to be Lussick in at dummy half now. They get it to find Nathan Cleary. Out the back, Dylan Edwards. It's going to be 6 more again. Alamotti keeps the ball alive here. Edwards back in to find Scott Sorensen is bloody close. The scramble defense here is crazy. Surely we can't keep them out again. Rushing defense here on Cleary from Siwa Wong, and it's going to be ruled a set restart again for offside. Ball gets back to find Liam Martin. I think we're at risk here of maybe giving away a sin bin. Oh dear. Lily, it's because my clock counts up and yours counts down. Cleary takes a tackle there. Whoo, boy. On the second. Lussick out the back now to find Cogger. Flat ball finds Isaiah Papali'i. Another good tackle there from the Roosters. Lussick now. Back to find Luron Patea. Yet another tackle. This is the 4th. Yes, Sir George Dragons fan. I'm aware they're different positions, but it's just both Billies.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks.
Lussick went himself. Another donation from Egg. This is the last.
EPL ladder predictions for 26/7.
Knock on Edwards. I am lost for words, and I will answer that question from Egg. I'm lost for words with this defensive performance from the Roosters. I really am. How the hell are we not conceding to these Panthers? You can make an argument they're missing Yo, right? And I'll squarely take that. We're missing Chief Sinesco as well. But we are standing up. The scramble defense on that set there in particular was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And every time we turn them away, the confidence will just grow for us. That's potentially a little bit high. As long as I'll say it plays it. Confidence grows for us, and they're going to get a bit more frustrated. Especially, I think, I mean, look, we're obviously 2 scores ahead, which is nice. If we can get to 14, I think that's when they get into that little bit of psychological panic. I would love that. I would love that. Walker gets it on the last, puts a kick up high in the air. I'll take this opportunity to answer A's question. I mean, I'm too out of touch with the Premier League to really make an informed guess. Winner's hard to pick. I mean, I don't think Liverpool will do it under a new manager. I don't think City will do it under a new manager. I don't think Chelsea will do it. United did have good form towards the back end of last year, I guess, under Michael Carrick. Could be a top 2 of Arsenal or Man United. That'd be a real throwback. It's hard. I know it's easy to just tip the, existing champions to win, but I think Arsenal are best placed, unfortunately. I just want to see Sunderland make some signings, because we have not done anything, really. Cleary puts the ball up high in the air. Underneath it, good catch there from Ramsey. Pandemelically has gone 26-1. I'm sorry to hear that. That is devastating. Devastating. Okay. Oh, Madsen, please. Writing the words of a sermon no one will hear. Easy. Give me a challenge, bro. Give me a challenge. Eleanor Rigby. Of course. Played here by Mark Noini to us on the halfway line. 6 more Roosters. Come on. Come on. Let's have that. Walker taking a run. You're loving this? I'm glad you're loving this. I'm loving this. It's just... Eleanor Rigby. Come on. Come on. Ramsey with it. Short ball out there to find Robert Toyer. Does want to hold it. Takes a tackle there. It was a bit of a juggle, but managed to keep possession there. Robert Toyer. Ball finds Walker. Now Nat Butcher hitting it up over the 20. Fulham going to pull off a Leicester City? I'm not sure I agree with that, but I like the prediction. Short ball Robson to find Collins. Out the back, Robson does well to pick it up. That was a no-look offload from Lindsay Collins that was speculative at best. Watson gets it to DC. Out the back, no one's out there. Brungy, thank you.
The Roosters are displaying Origin-level defence.
We are. We're displaying Premiership-level defence, frankly. Thank you for the $2. Walker will put a kick in, really just for himself, but Cleary will be forced in goal. Good play, Sammy Walker. High-quality rugby league football, that it is. And it is the case from both sides as well. I don't think Penrith are playing especially badly. They themselves have only conceded 1 try. And they're throwing a lot at us in attack. We've just been able to stand up to it defensively. But, look, that first 10 minutes of this second half has very much gone the way that the first half went. They're going to go short here. It's certainly got the length. Watson comes up with it. Connor Watson at 5'0" comes up with a catch there. Love it. Hell yes. Butcher with it. Egg says Newcastle will get the time wear this season, hoping Tottenham finally go down. That would be funny as. I don't think Tottenham will. I do think Newcastle will probably win the time wear matchups, as you should. Newcastle are a bigger club than Sunderland, and certainly much more well-resourced, but is what it is. Butcher, if he managed to pirouette away there from Papali'i, he went the inside line. If he'd gone a bit more outside, I think there was a gap there. Robson finds DC. There's space out there. Walker back to find Ramsey. Savala. Oh, he's close, but he's not going to get there. This is the last now. We're going to be trying to kick towards the wing of Nwangani Tawase if there's that amount of length on it. Probably not. Wong does get it. Goes up with two hands. That's good stuff from the back rower. And Penrith, that's good defense from them. Good defense from them. We threw a bit their way. We hand the ball over now. Let's attack with our defense, Roosters. Lily says, why can't we score? We're playing against the Panthers. They are a good side. They're a good side. And our head says Roosters going to lose. Okay. Sure. If we lose from here, I'll say, okay, we competed. That is a good performance. Masab Ahmed in the chat says, Roosters would have won if you come out for a kebab. I'll give you guys the lore on this. So, Masab's one of my dear personal friends. Certainly not my best friend that I have here. Would be lucky to make the top 5, quite frankly. But, he's there. He's around sometimes. And he offered for me to come out for a kebab tonight. And I said, sorry, cannot do it. I'm streaming. So that's why he says it. It's funny, though, he says, would have won if you came out for a kebab when we're currently literally winning 8 points to 0. But anyway, is what it is. Is what it is. That's a trick one from you, Madsen, because the line Honey Pie could be from 2 Beatles songs. Either the song Honey Pie or the song Wild Honey Pie. So, one or the other. Don't get cocky, mate. I'm not cocky. I literally just said that if the Roosters lost this game, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. That's not cocky. Walker needs to take Cleary on with his running game. I think Walker's been doing more than enough in terms of his individual work for himself. He's been kicking for himself a couple times, that's for sure. Walker with it. Gets it back to find Cherry Evans. Had the option to go Wong underneath. Instead, Ramsey, who pins the ears back there. Toya to find Walker. That was not really a good pass. He's done very well to get the ball away, given how much higher it was to find Sammy Walker than you'd ideally want. Savala monsters Brian Toto there. Thoughts on denim? I'm a big jeans enthusiast. I wear jeans on airplanes. I do. Big denim fan. Big denim fan. Run here from Toto. Again, only another 5 meters or so. You reckon next try scorer wins? It's really early to make that call. But I have a feeling that the next team that scores a try in this game are going to win this game. Matter says, please don't be long. Please don't be very long. Blue Jay Way. Blue Jay Way off the album Yellow Submarine. That's a test. That's a real test. I'll give you that. But, yeah, Blue Jay Way. I said this to you before, Matson, and I'll say it again. You take any second of any Beatles song at any point in the song, and I'll get it. So, yeah. Denim or Denon? Look, I do love Denim. But Denon's a good fella. Denon's a good fella. See, I liked your take of liking fizzless fizzy drinks, but you just lost all pros when you said you like jeans. Look, that's all right. Knock back there from the Roosters. Okay, that's probably a bit fortunate. I'll take that. Certainly. Here we go. This is the last. Walker. We'll put boot to ball. Radley is the player chasing through hard. And we're just going to monster Dylan Edwards. Collins and Radley, 2 veterans there. 2 Origin players. Tackling the former New South Wales fullback Dylan Edwards. Close to his line. Hello, Ninja. Just got out of surgery about an hour ago. Your stream will cheer me up. I hope that it went well. Glad to see that you seem to have got through it okay. And I'm very flattered that you choose to spend that time here. I hope I can cheer you up. Much appreciated. Ball goes out to find Milky Jenkins, who's tackled there on the 4th. And so we get another shot of the Roosters coaching box. That's a hell of a brains trust. Michael Checker, Trent Robinson, Brett Morris, and Jake Friend. I was thinking this earlier today, actually. Jake Friend, most underrated hooker ever. Any other suggestions? Kick for Nathan Cleary, only a 28-meter gain for them. Ball does find the ground, and that's a really, really important thing for them. Instead, we're going to be trucking this out of our own sort of 10. Yeah, that was a great kick. That was a really good kick. After the set that they had, Nathan Cleary has really, really helped his Panthers there. Watson says, I'm AUDHD and I love the feeling of denim. I have many friends who hate them, but I love them. I used to play jugger/lap in jeans. I don't know what jugger is. It sounds like my surname, Juggeroo, but anyway. All right, Walker. He kicks it. I don't know if he was trying to go for 40-20. I think he probably was, but he kicked it just slightly beyond the 40. Anyway, I don't mind the early kick there. Again, it's this grind. So, Mini A just gave me the biggest stare at that Newcastle comment and said, I'm going to bed now, in the most serious voice he could muster. That's my little Sunderland fan. Hell yes. Love it. Love it. That's a win for you as well if it means he's going to bed. Anyway. Does anyone know the stats of the Roosters' away win/lose rate and their home/win/lose rate? This could be a factor as to why they are playing better, as some teams tend to do better on the road. You can look at the NRL ladder on NRL.com, and it does have the home and away records. I don't really remember for us what it is. Hope that's not a penalty there. No, he did certainly play at Cleary, but get away with it. Ramsey stepping around the middle of the field now. Jake Friend's my favorite Roosters player of all time. He's a real workhorse and had an average of 50 tackles per game in 2017 or something like that. What a legend. But a grub, there's nothing wrong with a grub. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, error from Mark. It's been set for set. There's the error. There's the error that's, that could break that little circuit. Yeah, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay. It's alright. Unfortunate. We've defended those so far in this game. We're now approaching the final 20 minutes of this match. We have defended those. Let's see if we can defend it again. Did Leaguie swear says Jaden Barrell over Jake Frame? Different levels of player. But in the talk of underrated, I mean, I think you, to be honest, just saying it. But I see how you can make that case. Least favorite name? Gertrude. Not a Gertrude enthusiast at all. Play there now. Nathan Cleary with it. On to find Liam Henry. Forced backwards there by Robson and Wong. This is the third. They're 30 out. Lussick finds Cogger. Back for Nathan Cleary and Walker's up on him. Yes, Sammy. Played there. Lussick to find Phillips. Henry takes his second run of this set. So this is going to be the last here. They're 15 meters out. Lussick. There's a bit of motion there on the short side. They instead go the other. He kicks himself. Piketty with it.
67 just redeem Pepsi Max sip.
To the Roosters' defense. That was a really weird moment for the Penrith Panthers on that last tackle as Walker steps around the middle of the field. Nice stop. That's high, potentially. The Roosters fans of the crowd certainly thought so. Anyway. And there's a caller forward there. Maybe we've got away with... maybe should have got the high tackle penalty. Is what it is. The forward pass, got away with that. Let's call it level. That was weird. I mean, I'm happy with the defense from us, certainly. They threw something else that we weren't expecting. Good tackle there from Martin on Ramsey. I like the play to get Ramsey back through the middle. Anyway, now in the hands of DCE. Puts it high up in the air. I'm trying to find breaks in play to read the chat. They're just not presenting themselves to me. Edwards with a good catch. Nwangani Toase with a good tackle. Roosters are 8-2-0, 7-3 on the road. That's about what you would expect then from a team that's this high up the ladder. You disliking Gertrude is hilarious as a Magnus Archives listener. Horror podcast. Is Gertrude a name on that podcast, perchance? I'm going to say. Anyway. Smith with a hit up there. We are about 40 seconds away from the final 20 minutes of this game. And the more that this clock does tick down, as Jenkins is in a little bit of space, can't quite beat Nwangani Toase there, but does well. Good tackle there from Mark. I was going to say, the closer we get to the end of this game, the more my thought of next try scorer wins probably does ring true. Knocked back from the Panthers. Walker with a good catch. In a bit of space. In a lot of space, Sammy Walker. Takes on Cleary. He's in space out here. Don't go over the sideline, Sammy. Yes, he runs back about 10 meters. Sammy, what the hell was that? Just say the tackle, bro. I don't know what he's doing. Running back 5 meters and then passing back another 10. But anyway, that's all right. Only Sammy Walker would do that. Literally only Sammy Walker would do that. Sam Walker ran backwards again. Yes, he did. And then threw it like much, much further backwards. Lenu still going here. Let's just watch this clock tick down, please. Robson to find Walker. Now on to Salesi Foketti. Up over the 30. Okay. Okay. We're up to the 20 now. On the 4th. Walker with it. He's shaped to go back inside to Radley. Takes the tackle himself. So this is the last. And DCE, you think, will be the man to get it. Robson does find DCE. Is going to put a kick up to try and find Nwangani to Arce again. Mark goes up for it. It's, I think, knocked on by Mark. Unless he was taken in the end. They're going to review this because it was awkward. It was awkward. Maybe. Yeah, I like them. I like them having a look at this. Because he came down awkwardly. To be honest, I don't think we'll get a penalty for it. But, yeah. Up in the air. I mean, there is a grab from Jenkins. It's after Mark has knocked the ball on. But there's certainly a wrapping motion from Jenkins' arm on Mark's arm. Yeah, okay. They've ruled that it's not significant enough, and I can very much live with that call. Has it been maybe kicked by Mark there? Because it then came off his boot. Anyway, 20-meter restart. Did it not come off his boot? That actually I have a bit more of an issue with than the challenge in the air. I definitely think that Mark has propelled the ball forward, but before it hit the ground, I think it might have come off his boot. Anyway. You have a great jawline. Have you been mogging? I certainly do not have a great jawline. Absolutely not. So, no. No. Even as a Rooster, I'd hate that to be a penalty. Milking, grabbing, that is instinct. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Ball in the hands of Edwards. Now on for Moses Leota. I'm very much now just watching that clock. I'm waiting for Leaguie to go ham at the refs at some point. It won't happen. It won't happen. But something like that where I'm like, I might have had a look if it had hit his boot. That's not a real criticism. It's a comment. Edwards out to find To'o. He's in a bit of space out there. Does go to find Ramsey. And is tackled there. Savala's in some trouble. Savala is staying down. Edwards finds Cleary. There's a feel here. Cleary does get tackled on the last. No, there's an offload to Smith. There's a heap of numbers out there. Savala from the dead is being knocked on by Penrith. We might review this. We're going to review this. There might be a tackle without the ball. Savala might not be back on side here. That's a lot to look at. A lot to look at, and I'm not comfortable. All right. Whew. Predict round 1, 2027. This was asked earlier, wasn't it? Was this not tackle complete? No, Cleary's knocked it on into Radley. Cleary's knocked it on into Radley. I think that will be the end of that. Oh, is that backwards? No, okay, good. I think that's probably the right call there. Knock on Cleary, yeah. Lucky because I don't know. When I saw that shot of 2 Roosters defenders and like 5 Panthers attackers, I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. So, yeah, no try. Whew, Roosters ball again. Roosters and Panthers basically have the same win-lose home and away record, but the Roosters have lost less on the road, and this could be why we're slightly better tonight. Sure, to be honest, I don't read that much into it because I think again, we are such an improved side now than what we were at the start of the season. I think Penrith are as well, not the same side they were to start the season. Given that the records are similar, I don't necessarily think that's why we're winning. I think these are two teams playing a game of rugby league football on the night here. Frankly, there's not too many people there. As Radley knocks on, that's frustrating. There's not too many people there. I don't think it really does matter. The home and away thing. It's also in Sydney. Like, it's not like we've made a trip up to Brisbane or New Zealand or whatever. Anyway. Lussick has it. 6 more here for the Penrith Panthers. Is that a strip? Yes! Victor! Whew, I'm getting excited. Victor, after coming up with an error earlier, does a strip there. Hell yes, come on. Thoughts on Matt Lodge's Super League? Nothing bothers me less. Don't care. Have no thoughts. Have no thoughts. Which Super League team is he going to? Can I just say, you know what I will say on this issue? Can we stop saying this player is going to the Super League and start say this team's going to Hull FC, Castleford Tigers, Leeds Rhinos? We wouldn't be like, oh, this player is coming to the NRL. We'd say, no, he's signing for this particular team. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Edwards with the catch there. Does get away from Toya. No, not quite. The leg sag. I thought he'd beaten Toya all ends up. That was important because he was going to pin the ears back. Leeds? Cool. Nice. Nice. Lorenzo, I don't think that is true. Okay. 16 minutes left. How is the scoreline still 8-0? Cogger gets it to Blaze Talangi, who's been ejected into this game. Okay, so a bit of spark there for Penrith. I think that's a good interchange. They probably need something like that. On the 4th, Edwards now. Finding Lindsay Smith underneath. Offload. Did well not to knock it on there, Jack Cogger. Talangi stepping around the middle of the field. So he's playing in a lock roll, I think. Anyway. Kick from Nathan Cleary. It's got good range on it. They'll contest this. That's knock on Penrith. There's going to be penalty Panthers, escort Sam Walker. Worth a challenge, maybe? Worth a challenge. 15 minutes to go. He's nodding. I think we're going to put in a challenge here. He was nodding about something. No, maybe not. Take the 2 at this point? I certainly would. I certainly would take the 2 there. For sure. Well, 15 minutes to go. Penrith will get a chance to attack now. Jenkins, Toto both being invisible today. I don't think they've had much of an opportunity, really, to do much in attack, at least. Run there from Henry. I'm feeling it now. I think there's a try coming. Cogger. Let's find Nathan Cleary. Back for Isaac Tongo. Go tackle again. Lenyu and Wong. Cogger's in a dummy half. So is Talangi maybe then playing 6? Cleary back to find Dylan Edwards. Gets it on to find Alamotti. Sidelines there for him. He gets tackled, but it's 6 more. Edwards. To find Cleary. Smith. Talangi. We had to jam in. We've missed the man there. 1-on-1. Jenkins with his opposite number. Toyer again with a leg tackle. Ball comes free. Penalty. Oh, my God. Okay. Could that be worth a challenge? No. We could defend again. I would take the 2 there once more. But anyway, Papali'i hits it up. I'm so okay with this situation. Smith steps back inside. Liotta, surely he scores. He will. Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know about this, the call from Toya on Jenkins. I'd like to see that again. But fair enough. Bloody fair enough. What a brilliant... It's going to be about 12 minutes left that we've got. Obviously, Nathan Cleary can kick 2-point field goals. I'll go for a try for a little while until then. Ooh, it's going to be 8-6. What is this game, man? I know. It's crazy. Cinema. Absolute cinematic event. That's what this game is. We have a game here. We well and truly do. No, that... With the amount of defense we've had to do, I'm okay with that. That is not the end of the world. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
X3 Ninja 7767 just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
What was the pen for? I watched it and didn't really understand. I'm not sure. I don't even know if we got a replay of it. I'd like to see it again. And anyway, you are now the chat's Papa Leaguie. Where's my Robux? I am not, legally speaking, so no. Okay, Cleary to convert. Cleary to convert. He's got it, of course. 8 points to 6. I'll give you guys chair content for a bit, then I'll be back in a sec. Okay. I think this might be... This could be coping on a subconscious level. I don't know what's going on in my brain subconsciously, but I'm kind of okay. Like I said, coming into this game, like, what I wanted to see was us compete, and pretty much no matter what happens in this next 12 minutes, that we did that. So I'm like, I obviously care if we win or lose, and I'm going to be wildly celebrating if we win, but if we lose, I'm not going to be devastated. By any means. There, Jack says the exact same thing. I've never been more okay and at peace with whatever happens from here on out for a game before. Considering the stakes? Yeah. It's really interesting you said the exact same thing. Anyway. Penrith hitting it up to the 40. Hasman, you can time someone out on YouTube as well if you like. Cogger, who is absolutely playing dummy half. They actually get it out to find... Now, Liam Martin on the last. They are well and truly running it. Get it out to find Brian To'o, and he kicks it. That's a really good last tackle play. Roosters have come away with a catch there. Okay, I wasn't really confident. Was not confident. Okay. Mark to hit it up. Been a really high-quality game. It has. It has. There was the first talks, at least I've seen this season, last week about the Dogs-Roosters game, where it was finals feel come early. I think we've got it, ratcheted up a few levels here. Certainly. Thoughts on Big Red going to Perth? I spoke about it earlier. Really, they're at a point where if a guy like that's available, of that quality, you take him. Pretty much. Great take in traffic. Yes, it was. Yes, it certainly was. White with an important run there. Robson gets it to DCE. And we're going to run it now. Wong does put boot to ball. I like that kick. He's found a heap of space there. The Roosters' chasing line is not really unified, but Cherry Evans has done well to make the tackle there. That's been nice. Penalty. That's costing us. It's costing us. That is costing us. He's so well disciplined, though. We say that. I mean, obviously, this week is an easy week to say that, right? But he's got quality, and they just need people. They just need people. Anyway, yeah, this is now the final 10 minutes of this game, but we really can't afford to give Penrith sets starting in the attacking half. That's for sure. Roosters need better contact on defense. We've defended so much. Ball comes free there, and it's lost. I mean, they're going to challenge it, surely. Look, ideally, sure, I'll agree with you, but we've done so much defense in this game. I don't know if we've got better contact in us. They are going to challenge. Oh, hang on. I've just absolutely broken everything there. I don't know why my stream does this sometimes. How do I... There we go. There's a little stripping motion. Is it enough? Is it enough of a stripping motion? Yeah, I agree with Ashley Klein. I'm biased, so I want to know what you guys think on that, because I'm seeing that through red, white, and blue tinted glasses. As we put the poll up, most of you actually thought Roosters win this game. That's interesting. Maybe it was different to start the game. Challenge is unsuccessful. What do you guys think? Do you think that that's the correct call on the challenge? I do, but I'm biased. When are you not? I think as far as fans go, I'm not a particularly biased fan. Because I care about the game more than I care about my club. Like, quite a lot. So. Okay. 9.5 minutes to go. What I want to see here is Roosters just get through a set. Let's just get through a set, get to a kick, have them coming out of their own 10 meters. That's all. Watson says, I can see it as the correct call. Nice. Looked like a slight strip. If it had been ruled the other way, I could have lived with it. That's the tricky thing about it. But I do think, you know how we call for common sense decisions? And if you watch my streams, you'll know I don't think it exists in rugby league, common sense. But I do think Siwa Wong was trying to get his hand out of it. White there. That's a dynamic run from a middle forward this late in the game. On the fourth here. Robson to find Radley. Back for Walker. That's being played out by Penrith. There should be 6 more. We knocked it on as well. I think it's double knock on. First off Penrith. Off Panthers first. I said at 8-0, next try scorer will probably win this game. And it was the Panthers. But with 8.5 minutes to go, Roosters are about to get a scrum. About 15 meters out. And you got to think if the Roosters go up to 14-6 with 8 to go, it'd be a long, long way towards getting the 2 points here. WTF says Reverend John Barroso will officiate, and that's the Noah of Ball moment from you, sir. Noah of Ball moment from yourself.
Noah of Ball. Ball knowledge.
Here we go. DCE short to find Wong. Ooh, okay. Radley to find Nafahu White. Hitting it up. Robson is going to find Siwa Wong and the ball's come free. That's poor. That's very, very poor. That's just simple error. Simple error there from Siwa Wong. No reason to have knocked that on. But let's see. Let's try and attack with the defense here. Discipline's the key thing. You got to think if the Roosters are disciplined throughout the rest of this game, and Jenkins wants a crusher penalty. Staying down, as Edwards did earlier, to try and let the bunker have a look. Yeah, still going for it here. Does eventually play it. Papali'i heading it up. Sorry, Adam says, Victor, move! And, oh, is that high? No, it's not high. Good. I've just heard that so many times in my life. There was the whole meme thing about it. Jake Cairns used to make really good Instagram reels about it. Edwards takes the tackle. We're panicking now? I don't think so. Cogger finds Smith. Now Cleary gets it to find Liam Martin. Offload does come. Cleary is going to get the ball out to find Brian Toto. We're scrambling here in defense. That's high. Oh. That's a really bad one to give away. That's such a bad one to give away. Such a bad one to give away. And it is Radley. He knew it immediately. That's costly. That's costly. We are well and truly inviting Penrith to take this game. In the closing stages, he's going to kick for touch and he's going to find touch. 30 out. Okay, here we go. Alamotti. Find Edwards. I'd love an error right here. Love an error. Would love a good old rugby league error. We gave them an error on the other end. Come up with an error here, please. Cogger. Find Smith. Henry with it. Cogger's in a dummy half now. Finding Lindsay Smith. I'm tired commentating this. I don't know how the Roosters are still defending. They're inside 10 on the third here. Cogger. Cleary. I'm not feeling good. I'm really not. Edwards does step back inside. Potentially free for an offload. No, holds it. Okay. Cogger. Finds Cleary. On for Smith. Back for Talangi. There's options there for him. And he passes straight to Mark Nwangani to Arce. Why are you offloading there, Mark? Take the tackle, sir. Oh, Jesus. We still have the ball. It worked. But my God, Mark. Have a sense of context, brother. Have a sense of context. Wong should have passed there. He actually... I criticized Mark for not pushing the envelope. That time there, Wong should have pushed the envelope. Anyway. Okay. Walker. To Fiketti. Good run. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I'm not a comfy boy. Right here. Not a comfy boy. Not a comfortable individual at this point in time. White with a run. Just if I wasn't a fan of rugby league, my God, I'd live for longer. Mark does catch that. Don't even try anything. He does put a second kick in. Try. We can look at this. I think Edwards has probably grounded it, but he did go over the ball. Mark Nwangani Tawase is brilliant. He's good when he's good. He's bad when he's bad. That's a very good kick from him, though. That's a great moment. It was Cherry Evans chasing through. Okay. 4 minutes on the clock. You got to think Edwards has grounded it. I think this could actually end up being knock on Cherry Evans. I think that could be the ruling. I think it's all back from Edwards, and then Cherry Evans with a stray hand there might have knocked it on. Yeah. The game was there. If he grounded that, the game was there. I think Cherry Evans has knocked this on. They've said Cherry Evans hasn't touched that. I disagree. I think Cherry Evans has touched that. We're going back and reviewing. Yeah, I think they're gonna change this. He's touched that there. Yeah. Cherry Evans has touched this. No, they're maintaining it. We've got away with one there. That's for sure. Well, 4 minutes left. Nathan Cleary is going to go short here. Mario says no touch. Oh, and then says really. Yeah. They've gone shorts. Ramsey with a good catch. 4 minutes to go. Roosters have possession. Full set here in this part of the field. We should be able to manage this. These are the moments that Daly Cherry Evans was called for. I think that was a bad call from the bunker. I think Cherry Evans has well and truly touched that. Walker. To find Lindsay Collins. Okay. Has it. Now to find Sammy Walker. Short ball there for Ketty. The game is on the line here. Robson. Walker. Short ball to Collins. Yeah, it wasn't really going to do much. Okay. Robson. Finds Cherry. There's space. There's space. There's a bit to look at. There's a double movement to look at. But I think momentum takes him over. And Walker to kick has tries confirmed to win the game. You want to go back to me saying 4 minutes left, possession here. This is where, at least the moments that Daly Cherry Evans was signed for and has come up with the winning try. You would think if Walker can convert this. It's not an easy one, actually. I'm not calling that the winning try just yet. Okay. Look at that. DC Easts, baby. DC Easts. The Penrith fans are not happy about it in terms of double movement. And I don't think that was a double movement. I think Memento took him over. Again, I want to say I do think he touched the ball. I don't think we should have got the dropout. But then again, you want to go back to the Nwanganitawase moment. Where Toya scored what I would have given as a try. You know. Walker. To kick the Roosters into first place on the NRL Premiership ladder. He's had some on and off moments off the boot, certainly. I'm not going to be reading chat because you guys are ahead of me. He's soaking up the absolute pee out of that rugby league clock. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing right now. Holy. He's absolutely soaking it up. The clock has now been stopped. Penrith will go short pretty much no matter what. But this is it. You don't win premierships by going up in 4s. And this is the moment where the Roosters need to go up by 6 to seal this. Rugby League gods. Rugby League gods, please. Please. Please, 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 please. Come on. Come on, Sammy. Come on, Samuel. Come on, sir. Oh, come on. He hits it. No! It's off the post! Ah! Jesus! Jonathan Walker, I know! Ah! There's a chance. There's a rugby league chance. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. No. We're good. They'll go short. A minute and a half left. Coming up with the ball here for the Roosters would be massive. They do go short. It's not very short. It's short enough, though. And Jenkins has got it. Jenkins has got it 30 out. Roosters have defended so well in this game. They've got to defend once more. They have got to defend once more. Lussick finds Cleary. Now Edwards on to find Martin. Good defense from the Roosters. On the second. Lussick gets it to Smith. Rushing defense outside from Daly Chayev and shut off the outside options. I like that. Lussick now. 6 more. 6 more. Okay, they'll see it out to full time here, the Penrith Panthers. Smith plays it. Lussick in a dummy half. Gets it to find Nathan Cleary. Now back inside. Leotza tackled by Lindsay Collins. On the second, he plays it. Lussick, 40 seconds left. Cogger, deep into the line. Gets it to Cleary. Stepping back the other way. Tries to go himself there. Can't fashion an offload there to find Lussick. If he did, there was a red-hot opportunity. 30 seconds left here. Lussick's going to go himself. That's a bit of a waste of a tackle. 26 seconds left. 2 tackles left. Lussick plays up to find Cogger. Nathan Cleary with it. No thought of a kick. Does go to find Martin. Offload. Edwards gets it out to find Talangi. There's a chance for him. He is wrapped up. This will come down to one last play. Rugby league, folks. What more could you want from this game? Cleary doesn't kick it on the last. Instead gets it out to find Isaiah Papali'i. Pass to find Tungo. Outside. Tackled. Back. Offload. Papali'i with it. It's surely done. He gets it offload to find Jenkins. Passes it back in field. Roosters have it! Roosters have it! A famous win to put us in first place. Premiership heavyweights, credentials proven. Proven! Have that! Yes! That is the early taste of finals footy we were all hoping for, and it's the Roosters who've stood up. The Roosters who enter first place, and the Roosters who put the competition on notice. Come on! Come on! Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Come on! I could not have asked for a better performance from my team. That was as good as anything. They say defense wins premierships, and we've just played 80 against the Penrith Panthers and conceded 1 try. The amount of defense we had to do in that game was outrageous, was egregious, and the sliding defense, the scramble defense that we had was up to it every single time. Love that. Love that. We enter first place. We sit atop the summit. On the eve of finals, the Sydney Roosters have done enough. Oh, that is massive. That is massive in the context of this season.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
It's _Hasman just redeemed timeout somebody else. Timeout Jack on YouTube.
I'm not timing out a fellow Roosters fan. That is massive in the context of this season.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
Lorenzo Theraborn just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
I'm getting text messages from like everyone. I was so just subscribed. Oh. Wow. Wow. All right. You know the phone call that's got to be made. You know the phone call that's got to be made. Here we go.
Wow. The whole second half, Dylan, I'm thinking, okay, you know, beforehand, I thought, I want to match it with them. I want to match it with them as long as possible. And I'm thinking, we've matched it for 45. We've matched it for 50. We've matched it for an hour. Then with about 15 left, I thought, we could win this. I don't know if I'd call it the turning point. Right, in a way it was, but I think the turning point for us was after Radley's done the coat hanger tackle, right, they got back to 8-6, they're at our line. Penrith always score there. They go back to back, okay? They don't play well or whatever, or they're quiet, then they go bang, bang. We stopped them going bang, bang. That's the game of the year. You know, I think the best games of footy are low scoring because every tackle, your stomach's in knots because the game's on the line. That had everything. DCE.
I'm speechless.
Jesus,
I'm speechless. And I said when we had that dropout that we got 4 minutes ago, one day line, I said we should be able to manage it from here, and these are the moments that Cherry Evans was signed for, and then he scores that try.
I texted to Brian, right? Yes, I basically had the same thought, Dylan. My text to Brian was, he's done so much more tonight than just his presence. We've bought him for his presence on the field. We bought him to do exactly what you've just said. Game manage, think, okay, we're 2 possessions they'll have. Let's make sure we keep them down there. But tonight, clearly, was not just about being on the field and telling everyone else what to do. He did it. He stood up. We did this without Teddy. This is without Teddy.
Without Teddy, without Angus Crichton, without Daniel Tupou.
Without Tubes, yeah. We're as good as they are. And I think the most important thing, they think that now. We got into their heads now. Even some of the mistakes they did, they don't make mistakes like that. And you only make mistakes like that when you're a little rattled, when you're a little, oh Christ, what am I going to do? I've got to do something. And they're coming off a loss. They don't lose 2 in a row. we can win the comp. Just before this game, it'll sound like I'm going off topic, right? Before this game, I'm organising a Mauritian get-together of all the cousins.
Yeah.
I'm texting a Canterbury supporting cousin of mine, poor person, they rarely let him out of his retard home. But I said,
you can't. That's not a word you can say anymore.
What, home? They let him. They go. Let me reword that. They rarely let him out of his retard.
No. That's the word. That one there. That's the word.
Okay. In any case, before a ball's kicked, I said, Neil, which is funny because his name's Trevor. I said, Neil, I'm just taking a break from watching my side ascend the mountain to a premiership to send you this invite. We're right in this.
We're in this.
We can win the comp. Tonight's the first. It was the Cronulla game about 7 weeks ago. I said, I'm daring to dream, Dylan. But we were at the bottom of the mountain there, and I thought, look at that. They're just showing the table. 38 points. Oh, you know I love that number 38. 38-0, 1975 grand final for the point of the audience. So when we play them again in the big games, they're going to be thinking this team can beat us. And that's a key thing. Absolute key thing now. So love the game. That's the best game of footy I've seen this year, right? So tense. And so many times we thought, even when they scored the try, and an eternity left, and they score a couple.
Yep.
But we didn't. And Marky Mark decided
Leaguie,
to have
someone
an
just
off
redeemed
game
the
with the
thing.
hands.
I know.
Like they're born just
And we
redeemed
still,
the dent
we
check.
still win. I don't know what we paid DCE, but remember the criticism we got? Oh, he's too old.
He's
He's
still
too
copping
this,
it.
He's too that. Yeah, oh, I think that's your friend on the TV, that big guy. What's your big?
I've paused it.
Oh no, I'm watching Channel 9. Oh geez, he's screaming. That big guy,
Hainsey?
Hainsey. I think that was Hainsey on TV. Hainsey on TV. So absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I shall pour myself a very large Irish whiskey.
You do
but
that.
Drink.
You do that.
Drinking is very bad. So once again, I'm just going to so much enjoy this weekend. I really don't care what happens. Just going to sit back and enjoy. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night, Tiger.
Yes, hang
I'll
on,
see you
hang
soon.
on, hang on. Just one question before you go. Thoughts on Bosnia?
Funny little country stuck in the middle of everything with three different... Do they know how much I know about Bosnia?
I don't think they do. But don't go into it because we'll be here a while.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll tell you two things about Bosnia. Fantastic wine. Absolutely fantastic wine. And really good-looking girls. I went on mission there, but I'm, an old married man. They're great drink, good-looking women.
Okay.
They're my thoughts on Bosnia.
Good stuff.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm lost for rugby league words right now. I'm absolutely lost for rugby league words. That was incredible. For so long in that game, I'm thinking like, okay, this is great. We've put in a good 20 minutes. Very good signs. All I could have asked for in that 20 minutes. All I could have asked for in that 40 minutes. All I could have asked for in that 60 minutes, and then we won. There's going to be people. So, okay, I want to make one thing clear here, because we had someone come in earlier and spam Free Palestine, and then he's gone into his alt and is saying it. I agree with you. Just not the way to do it, innit? I completely agree with you. Weird thing to say it here. It's not really how you're going to get people on your side, on your cause. But anyway, I think you're going to see a lot of people saying, oh, wow, refs carrying the Roosters with that DCE call, because people often lack the intellectual capacity to look beyond one decision in a game. And they think that defines everything. Obviously, did not define everything. What should come out of that game is the incredible Roosters defense, the premiership level Roosters defense. We play the Tigers next week. Obviously, I have to make sure we don't get complacent in that department. Then Dolphins, then Souths. I'm hoping, personally, my ideal situation is to go into that final game against the Rabbitohs and have top two locked up and be able to rest players in that match. And this win has kept that possibility alive. I'm just going to, honestly, for the rest of tonight, just look at the ladder. I'm just going to stare at it. All right. That was brilliant. I'll be back tomorrow to stream both games. In fact, I'm streaming all of the games this weekend, which I certainly won't be in weekends to come. So if you want to be here for the whole weekend, this is your opportunity to do so. Thank you all so much for being here. This was a really special stream for me. I'm going to edit up bits of it. I'll post it as a short on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well. But until then, we will leave it there. Oh, he's onto his third alt account. That's good stuff. Look, I will say, I like the dedication. Certainly, just hurting his cause their cause more than helping it. Anyway, I massively appreciate all you guys being here. For a moment like this, for me as a fan of this club, to be able to share it with all of you guys means a tremendous amount. So thank you very much for allowing me to do that. But until then, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.